All right, and we're back in this episode. So this time, or last time, what we did was we gave our character some footstep sounds, and the time before that, we made the footstep sounds. Now, off camera, what I did is I went and made a whole bunch more sound effects. I went into Logic and played with some sound effects and music, and I provided that folder for you all to use. Because in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go through our level, and we're going to put in some of those sound effects that are in that folder. So, um, I'll put the download link in the description. Just go ahead and download those sounds if you want. It's a good practice to download and collect as many sounds as you possibly can, no matter where you get them from. Just start a huge collection. So here's our sounds folder, right? I'm just going to drag a whole new folder in here. And this is the folder that I gave you guys in the description. So just drag the whole folder in, and you're going to have all these sounds. And you can play them to see what these. Oh my god, they're loud as fuck right now. Okay, let me turn them down a tad bit. We're not going to turn them down until we start using them. Alright, so I'll tell you how to do all that. We're going to make sound cues out of everything that we're going to start to use. So let's start off with, this is a door. Alright, cool. Let's tie the door to our door. So right click your door and create a cue. It should be called door cue. Now with the sound cue, we can do a couple things. So let's click on our door and go into the blueprint for it. So when the door opens, we want the door to make a noise. So let's go ahead and play a sound at location. So if they have play sound at location, and the sound that we want is that door cue, and the location that we want is the location of the door. So we can get the door, get actor, or get location. Okay, location. You can get world location and plug it in. So wherever the door is at and it opens, it's going to make noise. Let's see if that sounds good. So we'll test it out. Coming to here. She walks into red, walks into blue. Yibby yabbity. Oh, that's lit. Alright, cool. We got the door in there. So it's like a lot of your sounds are literally going to be that easy. There's one node that you have to learn. It's play sound at location, and then you tell it which location. So we've got our door in there. Let's go ahead and put the giant door in there. So when this door disappears, I want it to make some noise too. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my blueprints, figure out where it opens at. So it actually opens in the widget that comes up. So watch this. This one pulls up a widget. It's going to be door 1 choice. And when you click yes, that's what we want to put the code on, or the sound on. So view, and on yes, door 1, blah 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 blah. Get all actors to remove class, place sound at location. Place sound. Oops. Alright, cool. The sound that we want to play is going to be that big door. So I didn't even make it yet. So let me go into my third person, to my blueprints, to my sounds, tutorial, and then giant door. Create cue. That's the one that I want. And location, I want let's see, location. We'll do it from the third person player's location. Get actor location. So from the third person character, you want to get their location, and you want to plug it right into that location. So now it's going to play that giant door when we open up the other door. So when we choose path 1, it's going to play that giant door sound. Okay, good there. Let's see, what else do we need? This barrel, when it explodes, we can make an explosion sound. And I didn't put that sound in the pack, but they got it here in the engine. So click on your blueprint for your barrel. And on component begin overlap, blah, blah, blah. So that's the sphere, that's the explosion part. But let's see. What we don't need it on this. What we need this on is maybe the check death function. It's blah, 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 blah. If health. Dang. So if the health is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to set exploded. And then right after that, true, we're going to play sound at location. Yeah, by the time we finish this episode, our game's going to sound and look and feel really cool because it's going to have sounds in it. Sounds make a big difference in games. So the sound that we want at the exploded barrel, come into your content browser. Actually, you can just search for explosion. Explosion. And I'm going to get the explosion cue. And the location, we're just going to get the actor's location. So, get actor location. Target for the self. Bow. Compile. Save. So now when you blow up the barrel, it's going to have an explosion on it. We'll put the same sound that we put on door 1 on door 2. So for door 2, open the blueprint. Look for that widget that it's going to pull up, which is door 2. And then we'll do the same thing. On the yes, go down to on pressed or on clicked, whatever you have it set up as. And blah, 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 blah. Get all actors, destroy, place sound at location. And the sound that we want is going to be the giant door. So it should be giant door Q. And the location that we want it is going to be the location of the player again. Get actor location. Yep. And plug that right on in. Perfect, perfect. What other sounds do we have? So let's go back to our sounds folder, blueprints, sounds, tutorial, sound effects. Alright, we've done, oh, the camera click. I want this to happen every time you pass the checkpoint, because I want the checkpoint to sound like a camera. Like the dude who's got you trapped in here is taking a picture of you. So for my checkpoint, open the blueprint editor. Third person, when they cross over that, set this location, save the game, and play sound at location. The sound that we want is the camera sound. So let's make it a cue, sound cue, create cue, camera click, and we'll just plug that right in by hitting that button. The location that we want is the location, actor location self. So get actor location, and it's going to be self, and that should be good. Compile and save. What else sounds do we have? There's the music. I'll show you how to do that later. Laser. Ooh, a shrink sound. That one. Alright, we'll use that as the shrink sound. So go to your third person character, blueprints, find your third person character, and in the event graph, let's fix some of these. So when she shrinks, we want that sound to play. So if can shrink is true, blah blah blah, play sound at location right after the true. Oops. There we go. location. And which one do we want? Again, we wanted that shrink sound, which was shrink 1, I believe. Yep. Create cue. Plug that cue in. Bow. Location. We want the actor's location. So, get actor location. And self is fine, because it's the third person character. Compile and save. So we got her shrinking in there. What's next? The laser. So every time she shoots. Okay. So go down to your attack one as well. And listen, if she has the sword equipped, then she's going to swing the sword. As soon as she swings the sword, we want to play that sound. So she's going to play the animation montage. And I think we should play the sound at the same time right before. So on the true, play sound at location. Okay. Now, what is this? The attack sound of her sword. So in there should be like a sword swipe. There's 4 of them. So here's what we're going to do with our sword swipe. Take the first one and we're going to create a cue called sword swipe cue. Open that sword swipe cue. Break this pin by holding Alt. Drag off of this one and press and type in random. And then we're going to add all of our sword swipes to this one. So the 2, the 3, and the 4. Add them in. And just like before in the last video, we're going to hook all of these up so that when she swings her sword, there's going to be different sounds. It's not all the same. Cool. Save. If you ever wanted to turn the volume of it down, just click on the output and go to the volume multiplier. Okay, so the sound that we want is the sword cue that we just made. So let's find that sword swipe cue, put that in, and location, we just want to say get actor location. But you would have to type it over here first. Get actor location, and then plug it in. Okay. Now for the bottom part, if the gun is equipped, we want the sound to be different. So off the true, play sound at location. And this time, there should be like a laser sound down here somewhere. I know I put a... Okay, we'll use that one. So turn your laser into a cue by create cue, and then we'll use that cue right here in the laser. So every time she shoots, that will go off, and then we'll get the location of the actor. Actually, this is already getting the arrow's location, so if I were you, we can do right that. So get the arrow's location and plug it in. That's cool. Now we've got our sword hooked up, we've got our shrink hooked up, we've got our doors hooked up, we got our everything hooked up except the music. Now if you want to have music playing throughout your level, here's how you put the music into your level. There's a couple ways of doing it, but this is the most simple, like the most simple way I can think of. First, take your music, which ours is called Horror 2 Music or Musi, and then create cue. What you want to do next is drop that cue straight into your level. And now it's going to be playing. So when we press play, all of our sounds should be working out now. Let's give it a test. This is sick. Okay. So everything works like we want it to work. There's a few more sounds that we're gonna have to fill in. Like there's like the dash sound and whatnot. But Other than that, I am satisfied with how these sounds are sounding in our game. If you want to go through and tweak the volumes or maybe add your own sounds, just go download them and make sure you bring them in as waves, 16-bit waves, and then you'll be able to add sounds to everything. And you can just use the same nodes we were just using. Play sound at location, and then just tell it which location you want to play it at. But other than that, that's all I wanted to show you guys this morning. I hope that you enjoy the sounds that I gave you, and if not, I hope you create your own sounds and make your game sound dope. Sound can really separate your game from others. So I hope y'all had a good time. Hope you learned something, and I'll holla at y'all on the next one. Peace.